Now, you may be thinking, why is Trump so upset with Sessions now? I mean, his recusal was back in March. Maybe it's because Trump's just gotten to the Jeff Sessions episodes on his DVR. Or maybe it's because the man investigating the Russia scandal, Bob Mueller, has his hand on the thermostat, and he's turning it way up.
The special counsel is now looking into the Trump business empire in the investigation of Russian meddling in the U.S. election.
Trump has been fuming about the probe in recent weeks, as he has been informed about the legal questions that he and his family could face. He's told aides he was especially disturbed after learning Mueller would be able to access several years of his tax returns.
Why is Trump so scared of people seeing his tax returns? I'm genuinely flabbergasted now. I'm going like, what are you afraid of? What could be worse than what we already know about him? What could be worse? We know everything. Like, what could be worse? Like, what did he claim himself as Putin's dependent? What is in the tax returns? I don't even know what could be. Like, did he list his birthplace on there and it's actually Kenya? Is that what it is? And he's like, that's how I know. We grew up together, folks. We were like brothers. And before we go on, let's just sit in this for a minute. As Attorney General, Sessions is supposed to enforce the rules of the country. Trump wants him only to enforce the rules of Trump. That's not a president, that's a king. And America doesn't do kings. It's why they've reduced them to flipping burgers, right? Yeah, that guy, when he came here, he was very confident, very confident. He was like, I'm here to rule. And they were like, yo, you gonna rule this grill, motherfucker. Now get cooking. And as the week went on, Trump was hitting Sessions harder and harder.
The president now questioning the reason Sessions backed him, citing his campaign crowds in a new Wall Street Journal interview. He was a senator from Alabama. He looks at 40,000 people and he probably says, what do I have to lose? And he endorsed me. So it's not like a great loyal thing about the endorsement.
Wow. When Trump drops you, he drops you hard, man. He just like throws the loyalty away. If you jumped on a grenade for Trump, he'd be like, he just did that because he wanted a set of those cool robot legs. Guy's a total showboat. Very sad. Totally sad, folks. So, because Sessions can't protect Trump from Mueller, Trump now wants to get rid of Sessions. The only problem is the tiny man has big friends.
The message from Hill Republicans to Trump, firing Sessions would be a mistake.
I think the Attorney General is doing a fine job, and I think he made the right decision to recuse himself.
He is not the president's personal lawyer. He's the Attorney General of the United States. He took an oath to the Constitution, not to the president.
He doesn't work for the president. He works for a blindfolded woman holding a set of scales.
If Jeff Sessions is fired, there will be holy hell to pay.
The presidency isn't a bull, and this country isn't a China shop.
Well, actually, this country is a China shop. America buys everything from China. I bet if you turned the actual continent over, it would say, made in China. It sort of is. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And you see those Republicans supporting Sessions? They're explaining what Donald Trump has forgotten. On a pure political level, Sessions is exactly the wrong guy for Trump to mess with. And not because he's so powerful, but because of what he represents. Before Sessions joined his campaign, Trump was a joke in Washington. Sessions didn't just bring his cookies to the campaign. He brought credibility.
Jeff Sessions, who is legendary on immigration, has now endorsed Trump.
The first sitting senator to get behind the billionaire's campaign.
As you get more establishment Republicans, it becomes more and more his nomination.
Yeah. In other words, Jeff Sessions did for Donald Trump what Dr. Dre did for Eminem. He was like, trust me, this crazy-ass white guy's the real deal. Just trust me. Sessions convinced the GOP establishment that with him on board, the Trump administration would execute their agenda, and he has been delivering. Think about it. He's going after sanctuary cities, right? He's going after legal marijuana. And just today, gay people. In the house of cards that is the Trump administration, Jeff Sessions is the load-bearing wall. Like, if the White House is a clown car, Jeff Sessions is the only clown who knows how to drive. And that's Trump's dilemma. As one of the most impeachable presidents of all time, if he gets rid of Sessions, there's a very real chance that the Republicans would get rid of him. In other words, with moves like this from Trump, it appears Steve Bannon may not be the only one in the White House trying to screw himself.